Hello, I'm just trying to get this set up, make sure you can see. Hello. Thanks for joining. I hope this helps somebody with their page prep if you want to prep. Not everybody preps, but I think it's a good idea because I tend to get heavy-handed sometimes. Here's one I just did that I'm going to be doing. And it's all, see, this is about how wrinkly it ends up being afterwards. And it's with the clear. And then here are all my gessos that I have. I wanted to give options for people, just so anything from Mod Podge to, these are my white gessos. This is Artist Loft brand. This is a white one. You wouldn't want to use it over your text, but if you have a journaling, you could use it in the column. I use this for mixed media, but this is really smooth, and $5 for this big jar of this gesso. So it's a good option. That's a cheap option. Another cheap option would be just using some Mod Podge. Not the same as gesso, but it does work. You got to dry them. You don't want to... You mean after it's dry? They do stick a little bit. You can put something over it, but you can use this. It's a cheap... Oops. It's a cheap option. But the best clear gesso I'm finding is this Tri-Art. This is so smooth. That's what I put on here. You hardly know it's there. It just gives you that barrier so your page does not absorb everything. So I'm going to go to another page and show you how I do it. And I am going to be using my heat tool, so it'll be a little loud when I use that. And I apologize for that. And again, you don't need to have a heat tool. If you're not doing embossing, you can use just a blow dryer, but you wouldn't want to use a blow dryer for embossing because it'll blow your embossing powder everywhere. So I'm going to be using this to dry it and show you how I learned from Rebecca Jones to kind of keep the pages from wrinkling. You pull on it as you dry it very gently. And I'm going to prep a page I'm reading a book, and they were talking about 1 John. I don't remember the verse. I think it was 7. But I'm going to be doing a page on this, so I want to get this prepped. And I lost my little card. I thought it was prepared. You could use a brush. I'm using a card because it does put it on very lightly. And I forgot my little protector sheets too. Help to use the straight edge. And I just clamp that down to kind of protect the page behind it. Usually I'll put one over here, but I can't find it. There it is. Because I am messy. I started out putting really thin layers and doing 2 layers. I think that's how Rebecca Jones had said to do it. But I've been doing a little bit thicker layers lately, and it seems to work out just as well. Just a piece of plastic. a old gift card or credit card. So this page is pretty much covered now. And other options, this is a good clear also. The Dina Wakley clear. This is super smooth, but this is a white. This is the Faber-Castell. And then you could just use your, if you have matte gel medium, you could use that also. And now for the noisy part, but this is a good tip right here that I learned from Rebecca because it keeps your pages flat and nice. And I'm sorry for all the noise. I'll try to be quick. Couple minutes, and you want to make sure you're moving it all the time because you don't want it to bubble up. Now that it's almost dry, I'm going to start pulling on the page just slightly. I hope you can see this. It gets stuck in the way here. You just pull very lightly on the edges to flatten it out and keep moving your heat tool because you don't want to singe your page or bubble up the gesso. For all the noise, but that is it, and this page is ready to go now. There's still a little dampness right here that'd stretch out a little more, but that's all there is to it. It really doesn't take but a couple minutes, so I like to go the extra step to gesso my pages. Does anybody have any questions? And it's very smooth. This page is still very smooth. A lot of the one I do not recommend using is, oops, Avalanche. I bought a big, that's white gesso. But I have a clear gesso and the Liquitex also. These are very sandy and rough. So I would not use any Liquitex for the Bible art journaling. You're welcome. I hope this helps somebody with prepping their pages. Yes, very gritty. Yep, the clear is grainy too. That's what I have, the clear over here, and I've tried that, but I learned about these other ones in the past month and they are a lot better. This one I think is the winner. This one's pretty good too, but the Tri-Art, I get it on Amazon and it's not too bad. You can get a bigger jar also, and I think there's a smaller jar too if you wanted to try it smaller first. This is the one I love the most. Yeah, and if you already have the matte medium, you can use that, the Liquitex. Alright, well, thanks for coming in and checking out my page prep. I hope it helps someone, and I'll see you soon. If I can close my scope. You're welcome. Bye. My phone does not like to close broadcasts. I really want this to save, so I need to have it stop. It's the Tri-Art. Since my scope won't close, I can show you again. If I can flip my screen. It doesn't want to do that either. There. If you want to take a picture of it. And now I will try to close this again. You're welcome.